Painters should know how to cut their own wood. Frames can cost hundreds of dollars, especially if they're large and non-standard sizes. Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm a painter. My college degree is in painting. I spent over a decade as an art teacher, and I'm passionate about helping artists and art appreciators become more creative. If you want to save some money and get a little bit creative too, we are going to go over tools and materials, cutting your own wood, and assembling the frame. First up, tools and materials. I got a decent chop saw because I use it for home renovation. It's $180, but you can find chop saws for about $80. If that's too much, go for a hand saw. They can be $8 or $10. You'll need a measuring tape, although you could just use your painting if you want to measure the wood based on the edges of your painting. You'll need a pencil to mark where you're going to cut. To attach the frames, I used to use a drill bit and then drill in a screw, but I've switched over to a nail gun now. You'll need sandpaper to make the edges nice. You may want a stain if you want to change the color of the wood, or a varnish if you want to seal it, make it water resistant, make it last longer. And then finally, you'll need the wood. If you're on a budget, here's a great hack. At Home Depot or any hardware store, there is a place that has all the extra pieces of wood from after people have cut larger pieces. Sometimes the employees there will let you take little scraps of wood, and you want something thin. If the free pile doesn't work out, there's always the paint section. You can get long paint stirrers, which are almost ready to go for the side of a canvas. You just have to make like one cut to get that handle part off. And those are about $1 for a 4-pack. Put on your safety goggles, measure the wood that you're going to use as a frame against the painting, and remember, it's got 4 sides, so 2 sides are probably going to overlap. Right now, I'm not doing the diagonal edge. I do want to learn how to do that because that's a proper frame, but we are doing bare bones basic here. 2 sides will be longer, 2 sides will be shorter. When you measure your wood, remember to measure twice, cut once, press it against your chop saw. Hold on tight with one hand. Don't put that hand near the blade. Pull the saw, make sure it's running smoothly. Mine's plugged in. And remember that the saw can move backward and forward. So don't let that throw you off or let the saw tip. Bring the edge of the blade to the far edge of the wood. Cut down, and if you need to push the saw backwards a little, you can. Release the saw and wait till the blade has finished spinning. Grab your wood, measure it against your artwork, rinse and repeat. Now that you've cut your wood, it's time for number 3, assemble the frame. If you have small screws, make sure they're long enough to go through the wood that you're attaching as the frame and the wood of the canvas or the panel. Putting the screw directly into the wood before drilling a hole can make the wood split, especially if it's near the end. So get a small drill bit, drill a hole first, holding both pieces together, and then switch your bit and drill in your screw. Of course, small nails or even a nail gun will work too. There are a lot of options for hanging hardware, but I'm going to make a whole other video about that. One of the easiest things I found is to just buy the little piece of metal that has the teeth, and it has 2 ends that you put screws into, and you can attach that to the back. If you're experimenting with cutting your own wood and trying to make your own frames, remember to have someone else around. Go slow, measure twice, cut once, and add a little customization to your pieces. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them in the comments, and please share about your framing projects and your woodworking projects in the comments as well.